Good afternoon, Stampin' Friends. This is Sunday Stamp with Susan, bringing you very extraordinary card, I think. And I'm going to check and see if I am on the right says I'm live. I'm going to believe that. I'm also going to believe that I am oriented correctly. Oh, dang. I am not. Well, let me fix that real quick. I think I have to turn my camera to get it straight. One of these days, friends, one of these days. Just a second for me to check. And there I'm live, but I've got some interference from... Okay. And it wants to pick up things that are off screen, so there I go. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, so my March host code, we'll start out with that, is NTSVXK72. And you can go to www.susancarlson.stampinup.net to place your order. So let me show you some things that are good for the month of March. Savings, 20% off our mini cut and emboss. Let me fold this paper so I can show you it all by itself. Here's the mini cut and emboss. It has a very small print. It doesn't take up much room. Footprint, there I go. And that is normally $68 for the month of March. It's 20% off at $48. It's a handy little size. Let me get mine to show you. I have it over in another place in my studio / bedroom. And let me get that out to show you. See it in person. Not very big, just like a little purse. And it's got my little handle. And then it has two plates that pop down. Maybe you can see that better. And it comes with plates for embossing, 4 and 3 stack with one. Let's see. One goes down first, and then 2 with your die and the paper, and then 2 on top of that to crank it through. And you just line it up and crank, and it's kind of sliding around because I've got it on my my paper here. And then there are the 2 plates that would be used. 3 and 1 is for embossing, and or 1 and 4, either one. A 3D embossing would go with 4, and a regular embossing would go with 3. So that is our mini boss on sale for $48 this month, 20% off. Set that back over here out of the way. And then there are also, I believe, there are Well, I don't know how many. I'll have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different bundles that are on sale at 20% off as well. And we've got all squared away. We've got art gallery, beauty of friendship, celebrate sunflowers, garden wishes, hydrangea haven, pansy bundle, quiet meadow, seascape bundle, sweet as a peach, welcoming window, what's cookin', and wildcats bundle. So this is a bundle that means you get the dies and the stamp set for 20% off. So it's a great time to invest. This sale rarely comes around. So now, okay, Jennifer's here. Thank you for letting me know that I'm straight now. Now, we are going to be using the Friendly Hello that was featured free with Celebration. Celebration is over, but this is a great stamp set. I love the bird. I've used the bird to color in. Hope you have the best birthday. Hello, friend. I love these. I love the sentiments. I love the stamps. And we're also going to be using amazing silhouettes. We've got a tall tree. We've got a brush of foliage. And we've got a butterfly. We're going to be using the foliage. And then we're also going to be using layering circles. And if you count in, if you start with the biggest one, this would be 1. Go to the next biggest is 2. This is the next biggest is 3. So that's how we would count them. And I used 3 for this project. And then you can see there are also plain circles. So these are very handy. Now I'm going to show you the outside of the card that we're going to make. Not going to show you the inside yet, because that's a big surprise. But this is a trifold. I'm going to tell you the dimensions of what you need for this card. So we need cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then we're going to score it 2 1/8 from either end. So I'm going to get my trimmer out. It's got 2 blades, one for cutting, one for scoring. And we're going to score it at 2 1/8. And this trimmer helps you to get it precise. So this is a regular sized card base, but it's scored differently, scored at 2 1/8 from either end. Okay? Now we want to take our bone folder and fold and score each side. And you see that 2 1/8? It comes exactly into the middle. So that's the first step with our card. Now, the next pieces that you need, we're going to be using a daffodil afternoon paper. And you need 2 pieces of DSP at These are 1 5/8 by 5. Where are they? There. Now you can see them. 1 5/8 by 5. Lena, welcome this afternoon. I trust everybody got a good night's sleep. Okay, so there, 2 pieces at 1 5/8 and 5. Now I have this all printed out. If you want to have the dimensions for this card, I can email that to you. Just give me your email in the notes. Now we also need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock in 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. We need some other pieces that I'll tell you about. We need a piece of cardstock for our belly band, 1 by 11. We need a piece of cardstock 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 for the inside surprise. And yes, Jennifer, that is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer scorer. Then we need a piece of white basic for the inside surprise at 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. We need a piece inside of 5 1/4 by 4. So I think I've given you, and we need a piece of DSP that is 8 by 4, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So right now I'm going to put these pieces aside, and some of this I'm going to use seal, and some I'm going to use liquid glue. So on the outside of the folds, I'm going to adhere. If your tape runner ever gives you a little bit of a hiccup, just run it on a silicone mat. I believe they're $5, Stampin' Up. It's a beautiful day here in Ankeny, Iowa, and I did not cut these down to where they're supposed to be, so let me do that real quick. These should be 5 1/4, and they are at 5 1/2. So glad I caught that. And we're going to put them on the flap here. And I'm going to put the other one on the other side. And the base I'm using is Flirty Flamingo. That is my go-to color for this season. I love Flirty Flamingo. And using the Daffodil afternoon paper, matches it up beautifully. It just really makes that pop. But you've got other colors you could use. You've got mint macaron, you've got crushed curry, you've got pale papaya, you've got mossy meadow. All these colors would be a good match along with our Flirty Flamingo. And on the back is a combination of Flirty Flamingo and I believe that's crushed curry. And we're going to put that right on there like that. Okay, the outside's pretty simple. Now we're going to make a belly band. We're going to wrap it around from the back. And we're just going to pinch fold it here. and then see where it comes. We want it to wrap around but be able to slide. Don't want it too tight. So that looks like it'll work. And then, to make sure we're going to get a nice because it's going to be sliding on and off a bit, we're going to put glue on both ends. And then you can score that, and that's going to move nicely on there. Now, to finish up the outside, we're going to I have pre-cut my scallop circle out of that number 3, and we are going to stamp with Mossy Meadow, and we're going to stamp Hello Friend. We're making this a birthday card. There it is. Because it is a photopolymer stamp, that means it's not a lot of cushioning on it. So after I put it on my block, I'm going to pull out a Stampin' Pierce mat, which I have wrapped in a piece of leftover graph paper, just so that I can if it goes off, I'm not putting it on my mat or putting it on there. Now, to stamp this, we're just going to tap, 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 and then look and see if we think we've got enough. Okay. Try to center it as much as possible. And press. And we've got a nice imprint there. Okay, I'm going to leave that open because, no, I'm going to close it for a minute. Okay, and this is going to go, I hope this isn't a little loose. Well, when we put the other part inside, it'll be fine. And then I'm just going to run some glue here across the center. We don't need a lot. And we want to center that top to bottom and side to side. And I think that looks good. Okay, I do want to embellish that a little. So I've pulled out one of our bumblebees, honeybees. It's a bumblebee. Okay. And we want to put a couple of dimensional, or not dimensionals, mini glue dots so that it will stick. Maybe I'll put that right there where I want it to go. And I'm going to put another one on there just to be safe, right on top of that one. And then I'm going to put my honeybee down. So that makes a nice cherry hello on our, we're going to call this our exploding trifold. So there's the trifold part. Now we're going to make the folding part, the exploding part. So, and I've been standing, but I'm going to sit down for this. So if anybody's got a comment, I'll have to see it in a few minutes. Now, we're going to do something special with our 8x4. We're going to use our scoring. We're going to score it at 2, and don't get mixed up. And 4. And 6. Okay, so I can kind of see these on here, but the next step is we're going to score from the corner to the center vertical up line, the middle up line. So we want that nice and straight. And then we want to turn it and do the same thing with this corner. I have to look a minute to find the score line. There it is. Score line, corner. I just want to score it a little deeper. Okay. Now you can kind of see the score lines on the other side. We're going to go from this corner to where they meet down here. And from the middle I want to get it exact. Okay, so there's our folded DSP. This is bright and colorful, kind of wild, and I love it. And we want to fold and crease on every single line we've got here to make it easy to put together. Every single line. Now I am casing this from Debbie Henderson, who's a top demonstrator with a top demonstrator with Stampin' Up. She demonstrated this the other day, and I just fell in love with the design. Wait till you see what is going to happen inside. And we want to do these both ways, both forward and backward. And using your bone folder, score them both ways. In the end, it'll make it easier to fold all the places it needs to fold. Last one coming up here. Okay, now the folding part. Folding part is very interesting. We're going to fold these two in. Or up, whatever you. Takes a minute just to get it going. And if it needs to be folded again, that's fine. Here we go. Fold it in and in. So you've got this triangle here. And then in and in. Now how come that one went together so nicely? And some of your reverse side, B side, is going to show. That's okay. Now what on earth am I going to do with this, you may ask? Well, I'm going to show you. Yes, Jennifer, you could get all those scores correct. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because 3D is not my thing. So, we're going to take our card, take off our belly band. Oh, before we do that, we have this, going to put our 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece down in the center. You can always use your bone folder to smooth those out too. And then with our seem to have lost a piece. It'd help if I was looking for the right color. Here it is. Okay, now this piece is just going to fit down in here with just a little bit of room to spare. And I am going to use our liquid glue. Liquid glue, you don't need a lot. And I understand from Miss Darlene Walker that if you can hear the tip scratching, you've got it right. So we're going to fit that right in there between all the folds. Okay, and now we're going to stamp something else. Now because this is a cling stamp, it's already got the cushioning on there, so I don't need to use my stamp and poke. That's not the name of it, but okay. I'm going to use the grid on here and try to get that as even as I can. Now this is a dimensional, distinctive, sorry. Sandy, welcome to watch. Thank you so much for joining us. And it would help if I had this on screen. Okay, well, I'm going to turn it over. I am very happy the paper has 2 sides because I want to try stamping that again. Think I distracted myself. And for every comment that I see today, I will pick one to mail this lovely card to. So, if you have questions, if you have something you want to comment on, okay, there we go. Clean off my stamp with my Stampin' Scrub. Now that is that mint macaron, but I want something else in here. And this is kind of an experiment. I didn't try this before, but let me take this off. I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow again. That's what I used for the front sentiment. And I want this on the grid because I have stamped several of them a little wonky. So I want to make sure that I get it going the right direction. And halfway from side to side. And I think I just rocked it. I hope that didn't ruin it. Nope, it's okay. Lucky me. Now the next part of this, we want to adhere this square to the center of this square. You see how lovely that picks up the colors? Okay, now here is a tricky part. Not really tricky, just a part that you have to be careful with. We want to make sure that it's going right side up, and we want to put glue on this triangle. We'll use the Tombow again. Now, might need to squeeze it a little. Don't want to squeeze it much because we don't want glue running all over the place. And I can see now that glue is coming out. Get some into the corners. And we want to take this, center it, and put it right on the edge of this paper. So you can see it's only attached on that triangle. Now we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put glue on the other end at the triangle. And make sure you've got enough, but not too much. Okay, now you want to pull it all the way, and it's going to resist you, and center it on the edge. And voila, we've got an exploding trifold. What a surprise that's going to be for some lucky person. This is not difficult to make. It's just got a number of steps. And like I said, I can send you the dimensions that I talked about today. And any floral or other print, there's a lot of beautiful papers that would do this. And so this is our, oh, and let's put our belly band on. I have made a couple of them. I'm probably going to make more. So there's our finished card. That will be going in the mail to someone when I choose your name. Here's the first one I tried. Thank you for inspiring me. And for someone who is wonderful in each and every way. And again, it exploded. I just love it. And if you have any questions about putting it together, here's another one. Both of these were done with pansies. take the belly band off, and it's the birthday one. And that one is crooked, I must admit. And I'll show you one more that I've got started. I haven't gone very far with it. But I was practicing the fold. So I've got one that I'm going to do with this other pansy. And voila. I just think it's the neatest thing. So that is your special card for Sunday, March 13th, our Spring Ahead Day. I hope you all got enough sleep. I hope you remembered to reset your clock so that you got up on time today. And just remember our sale on the... oh, thank you. It is a cool card. I fell in love with it. And... if you win it, you could even take it apart and see exactly how it went together. The card itself, the outside, is very easy. The inside is just a matter of folding. Almost like an accordion. So that is Sunday Stamp with Susan. I'm sorry that I had a little trouble in the beginning. But we will be with you next week. Jennifer, you'd never take it apart? Well, then, you'd learn the fold. You've got leftover, we've all got tons of paper, of DSP, that is retired or that maybe we didn't like, and that's what we could practice making this part with. Something that you're not going to use for anything else. And it may surprise you that you'll end up with a card that you love with a DSP that you didn't care about. I will send the card info, Debbie. I've got it printed out. I've also got it on my Stampin' blog so that I can just email it. And you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you can do me it's a real benefit if you share my post, and I will be uploading this to YouTube as well. I have a YouTube channel, I guess, and Jennifer would like a copy of it. Anybody else that's on today that would like a copy of the directions, let me know, and I will email them to you. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet next Sunday. My YouTube channel is, Susan? I don't know. Debbie signed up. I don't remember. I've got 2 people that have signed up. I'll send you the address on YouTube. Or you could just look for Susan Carlson Cards. That might bring it to you. I've got 2 that I've got to upload, and now this one. So there'll be 3 new ones on there. And even though I'm not a pro, I think I've got some things that people would be interested in seeing. Don't forget that we've just got a little bit of time left with our annual catalog. It runs out April 30th or maybe May 3rd, and then we get a new one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's new. So this is Sunday Stamp with Susan signing off. Have a good day.